And then one man got so angry, he started punching the other man. Words. If you're going to flow in your purpose and become the success God wants for you to be, you must pay attention to voices. You must note the voices speaking. Number one, the voice of your subconscious. There's always this inner voice speaking to you, and it generally speaks from your previous experiences. It speaks from your previous pain, your previous failure. And when it's time to go to the next level or to cross a particular hurdle, it reminds you of how you failed before, how you messed up before. And if you don't learn to overcome the voice of your subconscious that speaks to the pain that you've been through, the failure that you have experienced, then you, my friend, are going to be hindered. So pay attention to that voice and learn how to override that voice. You also have the voice of your brethren. The voice of your brethren. So number one, you have the voice of your subconscious, generally coming from the place of pain and failure. But then you have the voice of your brethren. That's external. And this is now where David's brothers said to him, we know the naughtiness of your heart. Who you leave the few sheep with anyway? Who did you leave the few sheep with anyways? Who did you leave them with? Few sheep. Your heart is not right. This is where your brethren question your motives. And if you're not careful, these voices will cause you to now start questioning and second guessing yourself. But David turned away from his brethren and turned towards what he wanted to do, his purpose. There's a time when you have to turn away from brethren because you don't want to hear what they have to say. You can't afford to. Based on what God is doing in your heart, you can't afford to. You have to turn away from those voices. Jesus, when he had stepped out in ministry, his brothers said, he's besides himself. He's losing it. Let's go and get him. They wanted to normalize him because who does he think he is? And when you are ready to move into purpose and step into a certain level, people, brethren, those who are familiar with you will begin to say, who do you think you are? And they'll try to pull you back into normalcy, pull you back into mediocrity, pull you back into average. You have to know when to disconnect from brethren, when to shut down the voice of brethren. Then there is the voice of jealousy. Those who might not necessarily know you, they're not your brethren, but they see you rising and they are jealous. May I tell you that there are people who will be jealous because you are working out and they don't have the discipline to. There are people who will be jealous because you are writing books. They don't have the discipline to. There are people who will be jealous because you're prospering and they don't have the discipline to. Whenever you've demonstrated a certain level of discipline and you are being rewarded for that discipline, there will be people who use the voice of jealousy to try to tarnish your character, to hurl insults at you, to send arrows at you. And you have to learn to discern. That's the voice of jealousy. If you're not secure in who you are, they will cause you to second guess yourself. And you'll even wonder if they are right with the things that they have said concerning you. You have the voice of jealousy. Then you have the voice of the devil. The voice of the devil. If you are the Son of God, command these stones to be turned to bread. If you are anointed, then do this or do that. If you are. And that's a voice that wants you to prove. That's a voice. All of these voices is an attack on your core. It makes you second guess. It makes you question yourself. So if you are not solid, if you weren't speaking to yourself before, affirming yourself before, if you don't know who you are, these voices will throw you off and utterly confuse you. Voices, voices, voices. The voice of the devil. If you are the Son of God, then jump down from there. I want to ask you, what voice has been speaking to you? Because there's a voice that's over all these voices. It's that small, still voice. It's the voice of the Lord. And he's saying, I created you for great things. He's saying that you are the apple of my eye, fearfully and wonderfully made. He's saying, you failed, but you're not a failure. Don't allow that to define you. He is saying, you are more than a conqueror. He's saying, you are the head and not the tail. You are above only and not beneath. He is saying, you can do all things through me. Christ will give you the strength. He's saying, let his voice override all the other voices that's seeking to contaminate, to hinder, and to block you from fulfilling purpose and destiny. Don't be in agreement with all those other voices. Be in agreement with the voice of the Lord concerning you. For greater is he that is in you than any enemy that is in the world. My friend, you are going to make it. When men are cast down, join with the voice of the Lord and say, there is a lifting. Now shall my head be lifted up round about my enemies. Yes, yes, yes. My friend, the voice of the Lord, allow it to be the most powerful voice in your life. How do you do that? By you verbalizing your agreement with that voice, by you internalizing and meditating on your agreement with that voice. And I'm going to tell you this. The inner meditation is more powerful than the public declaration. Confidence is not necessarily loud, it's quiet. The 90% that they can't see should be strong on the inside than the 10% that they do see. Increase your meditation on the right voice. Because if you meditate on the words of the wrong voice, it's going to alter that 90%. Please, I'm challenging you. Do not allow the voice of your subconscious based on pain and failure. Do not allow the voice of your brethren based on them being familiar with you and their negative opinion of you to restrict you. Do not allow the voice of jealousy. Yeah, there will always be jealous people around. Do not allow the voice of the devil. Allow the voice of God and your voice coming in agreement with the voice of God to usher you into destiny and purpose. Sticks and stones, they say, may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That's a lie. Voices, words are powerful. Come in agreement with the right voice today. God bless you. Have a wired to win day. I love you and I believe in you. Remember, share this, love it, repost it. Bye-bye.